Route 66, the Mother Road, a historic highway that once connected Chicago to Los Angeles, stretching across 8 states and over 2,400 miles of America's heartland. For most, it's a symbol of freedom and exploration. But for those of us who've driven its forgotten miles after midnight, Route 66 holds darker memories. Over the decades, stories have surfaced. Strange sightings, eerie stops, and encounters that defy explanation. Some say it's just folklore, others know better. So tonight, we ride deep into the shadows of Route 66 and share 3 terrifying tales from the highway that never sleeps. Turn off the lights and let me take the wheel. Because here at Trucker of the Night, every mile hides a nightmare. It was a fog-heavy night just west of Barstow when I first saw her. A lone figure standing under a flickering road sign, her thumb out, eyes hollow, staring into the highway. She looked out of place, mid-20s, pale, dressed in what looked like a dated white dress, soaked from the mist. Against my better judgment, I slowed the rig and pulled over. She climbed in without a word. I asked where she was headed. Home, she murmured, barely audible over the hum of the engine. Her voice was distant, cold. She stared out the window most of the ride, occasionally whispering names or what sounded like addresses. We drove for almost an hour, the road stretching endlessly into the dark. I glanced over more than once, uneasy with the silence. Her face was emotionless, her hands folded perfectly on her lap. Finally, near the outskirts of Los Angeles, she spoke up. "You can stop here." She pointed to a crumpled, rusted car that sat half off the shoulder. Broken glass sparkled under the moonlight. I slowed, pulling off to the side. As I came to a full stop, I turned to ask if she needed anything else, but the seat was empty. No door had opened, no sound, no movement. Just gone. I felt a chill run through me. My skin prickled. Then I looked at the passenger door, still locked. I got out, walked toward the wreck. The license plate was faded, but I could still read the numbers. I mentioned the experience at a diner the next day. The cook froze mid-sentence. "You saw her too, huh?" he said, lowering his voice. "She died in that crash about 20 years ago. Drunk driver ran her off the road. Folks say she still waits for a ride home. That stretch of highway? I avoid it now, but sometimes, even miles away, I swear I still see a white figure on the side of the road in my rearview mirror, waiting." The night was humid, and I was running on fumes, both gas and patience, somewhere in the Texas Panhandle. That's when I spotted it. A flickering neon sign reading Lucinda's BBQ, open late. It stood alone beside the road, like it had been dropped there by mistake. But the hunger gnawing at my stomach didn't give me time to be suspicious. Inside, it was like stepping into a dream. Red vinyl booths, chrome bar stools, the soft hum of a jukebox in the corner, and the smell, rich, smoky, perfect. I took a seat and was instantly greeted by a trio of waitresses, each more beautiful than the last, all with the same eerie, almost rehearsed smile. They flirted playfully, made me feel like I was the only man alive. I ordered brisket. They brought it fast, perfectly sliced, glistening, mouth-watering. I took one bite and nearly groaned with satisfaction. The flavor was unreal, but something started to shift. I noticed how quiet it was. Too quiet. No other customers, no kitchen noise, no movement, except the waitresses watching me, always smiling. Then I saw it. The brisket on my plate moved, not meat, worms, crawling, twitching, pulsing under a sauce that suddenly smelled like rot. I dropped the fork. One waitress stepped closer, her grin widening. "You're not supposed to see that yet," she whispered. I bolted, pushed past the door, back into the night. My stomach churned, my skin crawled. I looked back once, but the diner was gone. Just empty land where it had been moments before. I've heard stories since about Lucinda's. They say it only appears to lonely travelers. The food's always perfect, until you notice, and by then it's too late. If you ever see that sign, don't stop. Drive on, even if you're starving. I was hauling north through Oklahoma, late into the night, when the first howl came. Low, prolonged. Not like any coyote or wolf I'd ever heard. It reverberated through the truck cab like a warning. I shut off the radio. Static had been hissing through it for miles anyway. That's when the CB crackled to life. But it wasn't my name I heard. It was my own voice, laughing, then repeating my name, over and over. Ahead, the road bent into a long stretch of cornfields. No lights, no signs, just rows of tall stalks and the whisper of wind. I kept driving, hands tight on the wheel. That's when I saw something move in the side mirror. At first I thought it was an animal, but it ran too fast. On all fours, long limbs, a pale figure darting in and out of the road's edge, just out of reach. I accelerated. It kept up, and then it got bold. It leapt onto the side step of the cab. I didn't look. I couldn't. I focused on the center line, heart racing. The thing tapped on the window. Once, twice, then silence. I finally looked. Nothing. Just fog. I drove until the sun came up. Didn't stop. Didn't blink. And when I checked the side of the rig later, I found deep claw marks down the paint. Locals say skinwalkers roam that stretch. Shapeshifters, mimics, spirits that wear your voice like a mask and chase you until you break. I believe them now. I've never taken that route again. And if you ever hear yourself calling from the CB, don't answer, just drive. Fast. So, have you ever driven Route 66 and seen something strange? Something no one believed? Tell me about it in the comments. If tonight's stories made your headlights flicker just a little, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone you'd like to give sweet nightmares. This is your driver, signing off. But remember, every mile hides a nightmare.